If you carry yourself as though God lives within you, your voice shifts, your posture changes. You stop asking the world for permission to live with fire. And when you stop waiting, heaven stops waiting too. This is not a lesson. This is a summons. If you are hearing this now, it is because something inside you is ready to rise. You have waited long enough. The silence you feel, the restlessness stirring within you, it is not confusion. It is a call, a divine order rising from within, commanding you to stop living as though you were forgotten. You were not made to shrink. You were not placed here to drift. You were sent, and the one who sent you does not apologize for power. You have walked long enough pretending to be less than what you were sent to become. You have bowed long enough before fear. You have hesitated long enough in the shadow of doubt. But now the voice of purpose is calling. And if you will obey what is about to be spoken, not simply hear it, but obey it, you will never again be the man you were before this hour, because what I am giving you is not motivation. It is law, not advice, instruction. It is the truth of who you are, beneath the story, beneath the excuses, beneath the hesitation the world taught you to wear. And here is that truth. You were not made small. You were not sent here to drift. You were not placed on this earth merely to survive. You were sent with power. You were sent with command. You were sent with God Himself written into your spirit. And yet most men live like strangers in their own life. They apologize for wanting more. They conceal their fire. They speak with hesitation, act with delay, and wait for approval before they move. Not because they lack ability, but because they have forgotten who sent them. The world prefers it that way, because the man who walks as if God is within him cannot be controlled. That is why this truth is not distributed in schools. It is not celebrated in public. Because when a man begins to think as if heaven lives inside him, he becomes ungovernable by weakness. He no longer listens to the noise. He no longer waits for support. He no longer serves fear. He walks differently, speaks differently, builds differently. You must understand this. Infinite intelligence is not distant. It is not hiding. It is not waiting in the clouds. It is within you, but it will not move until you do. And when you act in alignment with the purpose you were sent to fulfill, when you carry yourself as if heaven has given you a task, everything begins to shift. You are not here to survive. You are here to build. You are not here to wait. You are here to command. You are not here to ask. You are here to decide. And the moment you begin to act as if God is within you, you will no longer walk like a man. You will walk like one who was sent. You were not created to hesitate. You were not designed to wait. Doubt is not your nature. Delay is not your inheritance. Fear is not your truth. These were taught to you. But the voice that built the universe, the same force that hung the stars and shaped the fire of the sun, did not create you with uncertainty. It created you with power and placed that power within your mind. Most men move through the day with hesitation in every step. They walk lightly, as if trying not to disturb a world that has already forgotten them. They wait for permission to rise. They wait for approval to pursue what was placed inside them before they were born. But the man who walks as if he was sent does not wait. He does not wander. He does not beg. He does not ask the world to accept his fire. He walks with it because he knows it was not given by the world. It was given by God. You were placed here by purpose, and what placed you here does not create failure. The infinite does not manufacture weakness. The source of all power does not dispatch emptiness. You were not born a mistake. You were sent. And if you were sent, then within you lives something greater than personality, greater than education, greater than environment, something eternal, something divine, something demanding expression through you. The reason so many men feel lost is not because they lack opportunity. It is because they have ignored the voice that speaks without sound, the voice that does not shout, but commands. And every time they sense it calling, they dismiss it. They delay. They argue. They negotiate with the very source that gave them life. Failure is not your nature. Failure is the result of disobedience to purpose. When a man hears the call but chooses comfort, when he senses the fire but clings to fear, he must fail. Not because he is cursed, but because he is out of alignment with his assignment. There is a law that governs the rise of every man. You must walk as if heaven sent you, not with arrogance, but with divine authority. You must live not as a question, but as a command. You must speak not as someone wondering if he belongs, but as one who knows he was chosen to build. Do not tell me you are too flawed. Every man God uses was flawed. Do not tell me you are too late. The eternal does not wait on time. Do not tell me you need to feel more ready. Obedience has never required comfort. It only requires alignment. And once you align, the resources appear, the power flows, the opportunities arrive, not because the world changed, but because you did. Abraham Lincoln was not the man the world expected. He was mocked, dismissed, defeated. He lost elections. He endured humiliation and public scorn, but he obeyed the inner command. He did not walk as a politician. He walked as a man of principle. His strength was not found in strategy, but in the moral fire that burned in his chest, placed there by something greater than popularity. Lincoln did not succeed because the world was ready. He succeeded because he walked as if destiny moved with him. And destiny will move with you if you walk in obedience. God within is not a metaphor. It is infinite intelligence seeking expression through your thoughts, your habits, your action. It is the power that placed you here, not to wander, but to build, not to beg, but to lead. And that power is waiting, not for the world to approve you, not for your past to change, not for fear to disappear. It is waiting for you to rise. Each morning speak aloud, I was not made to wander. I was sent to walk in power. Write your chief aim and place it where you see it daily. This is not a goal. This is your divine instruction. Before sleep, repeat it again with conviction. I was not made to wander. I was sent to walk in power. Let these words silence the voice of your former self. Let them cancel the doubt, the delay, the guilt, the shame. You are not here to carry shame. You are here to walk in purpose, to think with authority, to act as if heaven is watching, because heaven is within you. The power you seek does not descend upon the idle. Infinite intelligence does not concern itself with your feelings or your fears. It concerns itself only with your movement. Belief must be proven through action. You may speak of faith, dream of greatness, but if you do not act, your belief is not real. Faith without movement is not humility. It is rebellion. It is the sin of delay disguised as prudence. Action confirms belief. Waiting denies it. If you say you believe but refuse to move, your subconscious records that contradiction. And because it does not argue, it simply obeys. You begin to shrink. You hesitate more. You act less. Soon, belief is no longer a seed. It is only a memory. But the man who moves, even while afraid, even while uncertain, multiplies his own strength. Because movement attracts power. Boldness activates response. Heaven honors the man who honors his purpose by walking in it. Thomas Edison did not wait for perfect design. He did not demand certainty. He believed in what he saw in his mind, and because he believed, he acted. Over 10,000 attempts. But every time he moved, every time he reached again, he was confirming belief. And eventually, belief turned to result. Vision became invention. Imagination became history. You carry within you the same power of creation. You have been visited by the same infinite intelligence. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle when you begin to move. I walk in obedience. I move before I feel ready. I walk as if heaven moves with me. You cannot carry divine power with a divided mind. The man who has been sent must protect his thought with the same intensity a king guards his crown, because thought is the seat of authority. If your thought is polluted, your actions will betray you. Controlled attention is the bridge between infinite intelligence and definite achievement. If your mind is open to every noise, every fear, every imagined threat, then infinite intelligence cannot speak clearly. God cannot move through clutter. John D. Rockefeller, during the great financial panics that shook the world, remained still, calm, focused. He did not absorb the panic. He did not let headlines rewrite his aim. While the world screamed, he listened only to his purpose. And because his attention was disciplined, his results were inevitable. You must now become that man, a man whose thoughts are trained, not random, directed, not reactive, because your mind is the channel through which the voice of God will act. And if you keep it cluttered, you will delay every miracle meant to find you. Each day speak this: I think in alignment. I speak with purpose. I obey the voice that sent me. The man who has been sent cannot speak like a man who doubts. Every time you speak, you instruct the subconscious, and the subconscious obeys whatever is spoken with emotion and repetition, whether truth or lie. This is the law of autosuggestion. It does not care whether you know it exists. It works either way. If you speak doubt, you instruct weakness. If you speak command, you activate power. Most men fail not because they lack talent, but because their words do not match their aim. They say, I hope, and the subconscious obeys hesitation. They say, I'll try, and the subconscious receives permission to retreat. They say maybe, and they never become certain. But the man who walks as if heaven sent him speaks differently. He does not hope. He declares. He does not wish. He instructs. He does not explain. He affirms. Charles Schwab began as a mill worker and rose to lead U.S. Steel, not because of status, but because of certainty. When he spoke, men listened. His words carried conviction because they came from deep alignment with purpose. He did not wait to become powerful. He spoke as one who already was, and the world adjusted accordingly. Your words must match the man you are becoming. Write your identity script in the present tense. Begin with, I am the man who. Speak it aloud every morning and every night, not softly. Speak it as if your future is listening. I speak law. I speak belief. I speak what I am becoming. The world does not follow titles. It does not obey empty ambition. It yields to the man who believes he was sent, not by chance, but by heaven itself. Faith creates atmosphere. The man who believes he was sent carries no apology. His energy is decisive. His presence does not shrink to comfort others. He does not need to speak loudly to be felt. His silence commands. Discipline creates credibility. When a man is consistent, the world trusts his voice. He says what he means. He finishes what he begins. He does not start and stop with every mood. Reliability is the armor of the chosen. Repetition creates inevitability. The man who repeats the law of his purpose cannot be stopped. He may be delayed, but he is never denied, because the world must eventually adjust to what is permanent. Andrew Carnegie was not born into riches. He had no great inheritance, but he walked as if something greater had placed him on earth for a greater purpose. He did not wait to feel worthy. He acted as if chosen, and that belief shaped every decision, every habit, every relationship. Carnegie expected greatness, not out of pride, but out of alignment. You must adopt the same law. Do not walk with apology. Do not seek permission to believe. You are already authorized. Your desire, your vision, your inner restlessness, these are not signs of arrogance. They are evidence of assignment. I walk as one sent. I work as one assigned. I finish as one chosen. Transformation is not a mystery. It is not the result of emotion or sudden insight. It is the byproduct of repeated obedience. The man who rises is not the man who waits for belief. He is the man who writes it, speaks it, and obeys it before he feels it, because repetition always precedes identity. Speak your chief aim aloud every morning. The mind left to default returns to smallness, but the mind directed with clarity aligns its energy to your command. Speak your identity aloud. Say it with authority, not as if you're convincing yourself, but as if it is already done. I am the man who was sent. I build with order. I speak with purpose. I walk as one chosen. I finish what I begin. Take one action in alignment every day. Identity is reinforced not in what you say, but in what you confirm through behavior. Prove the identity. Record what you proved. Write what you said that aligned. What you did that confirmed belief. What old pattern you broke. When you write, your mind recognizes. When you document, you deepen. Heaven does not wait. It watches. It does not stall. It stands ready, but it does not move for the man who delays. It moves only for the man who walks as if sent. with fire in his chest and obedience in every step. Power does not arrive first, obedience does. The move is made before the miracle. The decision is walked out before the confirmation arrives. Because obedience is the evidence of belief, and belief is what heaven watches for. You cannot speak like a beggar and expect the favor of a king. You cannot wait for signs and declare that you believe. Heaven does not move by words alone. It moves by alignment. And the man who lives by law daily, consistently with discipline, becomes unshakable, immovable, undeniable. Stop praying for movement while remaining still. Stop asking for confirmation when you have already been called. Stop living like a question. Begin living as the answer. Heaven moves when you do. There are no exceptions. There are no shortcuts. There are no excuses. You have been instructed. You have been assigned. And now you have been commanded. The days of wondering are finished. The time for wavering has passed. You do not need another sign. You only need to act, to walk as if God is within you, to build as if heaven is backing every brick, to speak as if your words are shaping worlds because they are. I walk in divine command. I move as if sent. I build with obedience. I become what heaven intended. This is not a sentence. This is a decree. You are not a man who wonders. You are not a man who wavers. You are a man who walks with purpose, with power, with presence. From this day forward, everything you touch will rise because you no longer wait for heaven to move. You are the movement, and now it begins.